Okay.
And so what they're talking about with that 20 feet is that distance. Okay, now this first, I drew it on this first one where it's been blocked off. It actually goes from there to there.
Okay.
That's your 20 feet, because this area is unusable. That's why we said they're 23 feet when you measure them on there. Now, if you were doing that parking setup where it was this way, you're 9 by 20. Okay? So no, it's 9 by 20. That's good too. All right, let me ask you folks a question. Now, we're doing the two details, the depressed curb and then the side of the trash thing. That depressed curb is going to give you a hint. What are we doing with all the snow and rain when the snow it falls on there and we get a rain on snow event, which Blaine County is going to be dealing with, or has been for a little bit, which that generates the most water that we have. So this parking lot gets flooded. How are we dealing with the water? It's asphalt, right? Asphalt's impervious to water.
So it's like the marks to be honest.
Okay.
But it is.
Okay. What are we doing with the water? By the way, these are slope lines. Right here, got some here, here. So it looks to me like we got a crown in the land, and if you look at your survey points, you'll kind of find that where we've got kind of a little high spot right here. Okay. So we've got obviously something going here. What's going with that water?
Let's go to the sewer drain somewhere.
I think it goes to the
Storm drain.
street. Yeah.
They're running it from here. That's why they're going to put this curve in here. It's going to hit this curve, and then it's going to be sloped such that it comes out here, and then where does it go? Goes to the street, and from the street it will then go into the storm drain system. Okay, that's good for all this. What's going on with this?
It looks like there's a drain kind of in the middle where those slope lines are pointing. There's one pointing right to it. It's
Well, there's
right.
not a drain there. Let's tell you that right now. Your drains, let me just point out where your drains are shown. I think there's one on here. There is one. There's one clear up on Oneida Street. See this right here? Along the street called storm drain? Right up on here. So there's storm drain in the street. We don't have one on 3rd Street, at least not within the scope of this plan. So there's no drain. What's really going on there?
Sending the water into the street where it's gonna go down to the drain.
Okay, we're heading it this way, but we're constructing a curb.
So then it's gonna run the normal
So
way.
where's it gonna go from there?
Into the grocery store.
What does that say?
Across the curb.
Okay, what's one of your details have?
That's what that is, it's gonna go through there. Oh, and a detail. Then you run to the street.
So in essence, you're building that curb, right? It's gonna gather, all that water is gonna gather along, we don't want a lake there. It's gonna be 6 inches high. People aren't gonna walk through that, they won't come to my restaurant because of that. So what you're gonna end up doing, your curb is shown down below in these details. Here's the curb we're building a 6 inch high curb. But at this point right here, which is the one that Sean pointed out where that arrow is pointing to, and there's a little symbol right there. We're gonna come in, we're gonna get rid of the curb in that little area. And you see these all over the place, don't you? So all the water is gonna come down, hit here, flow through here, go across into the street, and then head out whichever way. And this city's going to take care of it. Kind of make sense? They can, but it's usually what's underneath there, the storm drain
Well,
system.
yeah, so
So-
exactly.
It's another great.
Yeah.
As you draw through this, the point being that we had this little chat this morning is don't just draw something. Try and think about it behind it. Ask questions, maybe discuss it with your seatmate. Bring it up and lecture. We're going to talk about this every day. Right now, I'm anticipating that this will be due Monday. I'm going to ask you questions about the power for the site and the city, what's going on with the power around here. And then also, we're going to talk about the contour of the land. And you have lots of hints for both of those on this drawing. All right, so I think I'll stop there for today. The rest of the day is yours as you go through and replicate this plan. Again, pay attention to your line weights. If you think you can make it read better than it is on the original drawing, by all means, folks, that's the goal here, is to make this thing better than what it was originally used for the building of it. All right, thank you for your time today. Any questions for me? Tentatively, we're looking now like Tuesday is our field day next week. All right, thanks for your time.